Hey, what's up guys? This is Josh Dragon here, and today we're going to be finishing up the Robot Masters for Mega Man 1, starting off with Elect Man. Elect Man is my personal favorite of the Mega Man 1 Robot Masters, and he is worth 10,000 points. Elect Man has one of the more interesting levels in the game, in my book. His stage is designed vertically, so we're going to be ascending the whole way through here. And an important point to note is that there's a lot of these little robots who hover around on this platform, and you want to kill those guys with a rolling cutter. I think we're in some kind of a power plant, but I'm not exactly sure what this level is supposed to be. The lightning switch is on and off here, so just time your jumps so you don't get hit by it. And then for this part right here, you can bring out the fire weapon or just your regular Mega Buster and take those robots out like so. Don't linger too long because they will respawn if you wait there. This is now our first appearance of the reappearing, disappearing blocks. And they're actually pretty sedate in this game because you don't have to do it over a bottomless pit, which you'll have to do, of course, in the future games. So, not too big of a deal here, but just time your jumps right for it. Don't bother with this energy pellet down there. It's very easy to fall in the bottomless pit, so even if your health is low, just avoid that. It's not worth going after it. Got a couple more robots to deal with here. And I recommend taking the indoor path here because the outdoor one has more enemies to deal with. And it's just, overall, tends to be a little harder. Now this weapon is extremely important in your playthrough of this game. It's called a magnet beam, I think it is. The first time I ever played Mega Man 1, I didn't know that I needed it. And there's a part in Wily's castle, I believe on the first stage, where you absolutely have to have that weapon. So make sure you get it. You can't beat the game without it, so it's absolutely essential that you get that thing. It's actually a very useful weapon, although it's not really so much a weapon as it is a aid for Mega Man. It builds platforms and allows him to jump over certain enemies in the game, or over certain pits as well. So it's very useful, but it's absolutely essential for beating the game, so make sure you pick it up. This is now our second bottomless pit section. No energy pellet this time. You can actually use the magnet beam to get across there if you want. I used it here to avoid the lightning. Use the magnet beam to avoid fighting this robot guy, the Guardian. Make short work of him that way. I really just hate those things. I still wanted to shoot him anyway. I tell you, it is so hard to get underneath that robot when he's jumping, sometimes. And we are now up to Elect Man. Elect Man is probably the most difficult robot master in the entire Mega Man series, simply because of the amount of damage his lightning blasts do to you. Meanwhile, your Mega Buster hardly damages him at all. So whip out the rolling cutter, and it makes short work of him with 3 hits. Be careful not to get hit by that lightning too much, and hopefully you won't have any trouble with him. We're now moving on to the Eskimo Robot Master, Iceman, who's worth another 10,000 points. I really don't understand this point system, but hey, it's good to get the points, right? Iceman has a very cool looking stage in terms of its design on the background. I really like that. These robots right here can be killed by the fire weapon very easily, so that's why I'm using it there. And you can actually use it under the water, so that's pretty ridiculous. Apparently, the fire still works underwater somehow, so whatever, I'll go along with it. It's a really effective weapon in this game, so if they're going to let me use it underwater, I'll use it underwater. These penguins can be kind of annoying, but you just basically shoot your Mega Buster or the fire weapon, and that gets rid of them pretty fast. So we have another session now with the appearing, disappearing blocks. It's a pretty easy pattern to figure out. The one up here, though, is a little harder. Instead of trying to go through all these blocks, I just decided to use the magnet beam and skip all that stuff because it's kind of a pain. Make sure though that you save most of your magnet beam for this section right here because it's extremely difficult. You're going to have these little platform guys who are shooting bullets on either side, and sometimes the game will glitch and you'll actually fall through their platform, so be very careful in this section and actually just use the magnet beam to get across most of it because it's an easy section to die for sure. I've died a lot here. It's one of the more difficult platforming sections of the game. Once we get past that though, we're almost to the boss, just a little further to go. We've got a guardian here, but the magnet beam makes short work of him. Don't even have to fight him or anything. The final robot master of the game, Iceman. We're not going to be seeing much of his strategy here because the elect beam just makes short work of him, but if you're fighting him without the elect beam, you can simply jump in between the gaps in his ice slasher. It requires a bit of timing and coordination, but he's really not too difficult, just so long as you're very, very consistent with your jumps. But the elect beam by far is a preferred way to take him out. Alright guys, we're going to be taking on the first level of Dr. Wily's Castle in the next part. I will see you next time. This is Josh Dragon signing out.